The time has come to sell Jacob Murphy in the summer and cash in. Yes, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing? I hope it's fine. Let us know in the comments. But yeah, it's all probably hooked in. Joe, what you going on about, man? You're going a bit mental there, aren't you? You're going a bit west, son. Obviously, some of you will be like, oh, look at this idiot YouTuber who doesn't know what's going on once again. Look, you wish you'd sold Miggy Almiron, didn't you? I get it. Look, Jacob Murphy, if I could, I would keep him. I would send him back in the past to the entertainers era. I would bring him on and keep him forever and always and never ever lose him if we could guarantee that he's going to stay in this form. However, ladies, gents, it's Newcastle United. When do we ever get that goddamn lucky? When do we ever get that blessed? We didn't. It's a simple, well, I'm saying that. You got me lovely canvas up there from a beautiful moment. Look, Jacob Murphy, for me personally, I get it. He's fantastic and you shouldn't want to get rid of him. However, look at the age. He's 30 years old. Yes, he's probably just had his best season on record in his whole career. Could that happen next season? It could. It could happen. But what if it doesn't? The lad's probably worth, I mean, you go online right now and look for his worth, and he's worth around about 16 to 25 million pound, depending where you look about. And I agree with that. I think 20 million pound in his current form at 30 years old, you're getting a lovely cash in on Jacob Murphy right there. Yes, look at his stats this season. He's got his 10 assists. He's got his 7 goals. You know, he's created around about 20 plus chances. It's around that number. You know, passing accuracy, yes, isn't always the best. 76% across 1,900 minutes plus played this season. Great stats, unbelievable, without doubt one of the best, if not in the top 3 best players this season, arguably, for Newcastle, and a big reason that we've done the success we have this season. So obviously I understand that you can't just chuck away a player like that. However, when you look to the future, which at the end of the day, the project that we are on, we are always looking to the future. We have to look at players like Jacob Murphy and go, look, could we cash in a bit here and take a bit off the bill for maybe players like Matthias Cunha, whatever, however you pronounce his name, in which, by the way, I want him here. I would love to have him here. I think he'll be a great fit for Newcastle United. He's quite versatile, and he'd be a great stand-in. Now, if the asking price is 62.5 million, which for me is a little bit too pricey, you could take maybe 15 to 20 million off that price bill by selling Murphy, or even doing it each way trade. Ideally, you don't want Murphy to go to one of your Premier League rivals. That is accurate. You want him to go maybe Europe, you know, somewhere else. But like, look at this. Look at this. You can't deny that form this season. You seriously can't. But that is the same type of form. Remember Miggy's purple patch? Remember that? And then remember the season after? Remember the season before? Go look at Jacob Murphy's stats from the seasons before. Don't get me wrong. Last season, he had a decent little season as well. Bit of a fringe player, I will admit. However, he started picking up form. And now this season, that form has really peaked. So everyone's obviously like, we need to hold on to him forever. We need to keep him. But outside of this season and last season, what other seasons has Jacob Murphy actually put anywhere near these amount of stats on the board? I've went silent for a reason. I'm waiting for you to tell us. Let us know in the comments if you disagree with that. Obviously, I want to hear your opinion. Slate us to bits in the comments if you think I've went absolutely west. That's fine. But personally, for me, you sell Jacob Murphy in the window, cash in on the talent right now. It's worth it. For me, it is a serious investment for the future if you can sell a player like Jacob Murphy for a good price. Don't get me wrong, if clubs aren't wanting to pay any more than like 10 mil for him, keep the lad. He's worth more than that. Like, keep the lad for 10 mil. But if you can get 20 plus million for Jacob Murphy in this summer window, I'm having it. Hell, if a Premier League club wants to pay 25 to 30, which I know is unrealistic, but if they want to do it, I'd maybe even be willing to let him go into a Premier League club. Like, sound, you can take that gamble. But no, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think, ladies and gents, because for me, it's a no-brainer and it's a cash in, and we don't want to be stuck in the same place that we were with Miggy Almiron. And a lot of people turned around when we should have made more off Miggy. And whether that was a Miggy situation, whether that was a club situation, you know, Regardless, we could have made a lot more money off Miguel Almiron and we didn't cash in. I don't want to see the same thing happen with Jacob Murphy. And this isn't one of those where it's like the olden days of Ben Arthur and Johan Kabay and all these players that we got rid of and or held on to for too long, etc., etc. I don't want it to be like anything like that. I don't realistically think that there's a lot of players that you get good money for and sell this season. Yes, you're looking at the likes of Sean Longstaff leaving, maybe even Kraft, you know. These are players who you look at and you go, yeah, you're going to get a little bit of a wedge for them, but no bank breakers, no ones to go, right, that was the best sale ever. You could literally sell Jacob Murphy this season 20 million. He goes on to have a terrible season next season for whoever he plays for and we win. Or we keep him and he could go on to have a terrible season. Obviously, I don't want that if we keep him. I want him to have another worldy season. We'll love the Murph. But I just put it in the net. Look, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. You know how it is, ladies and gents. Thank you very much. Keep tuning in for all Newcastle United related content with Newcastle Fans TV. I've been Joe, this has been a cuppa, and he's been Jacob Murphy. In a bit, son. In a bit, guys.